We will continue discussing forward design, and we will discussing its significance for language teaching and how Richard has provided a useful metaphor in the shape of forward design to better understand some key assumptions underlying our approaches to curriculum design. Well, forward design will continue discussing some of its tenets. One of them is word lists and grammatical syllabuses and corpus linguistics and discourse analysis. The reason why I'm going to talk about these elements of forward design, because they will let us know how Richard draws on a range of empirical research in order to support his argument for forward design. Well, word lists, as you know, is the content, the input for language teaching. Okay, if you remember well, in when we talked about from the main topic from syllabus design to curriculum development, we touched upon and we discussed in detail West's notion of general service list, and this book has done a remarkable contribution towards language teaching. Well, West's initially, in the 1960s, the main emphasis was on teaching words which are which frequently happen in native language. So, if you see an example of the difference between understand and see, well, see is more frequently happening word in, and we need to teach C initially for a language learning course, and then we can teach understand later on. So in terms of its frequency, C is more important than understand, right? Grammatical syllabuses, then the movement towards developing syllabuses based on some structure, some grammatical units. So as compared to the lexical syllabus, which came into being in when West wrote General Service List, we got grammatical syllabuses. Communicative language teaching, as it emerged in 1980s and onwards, it has this relationship, and we've got the manifestation of grammatical syllabuses in different forms. And when we talk about, grammatical syllabus, we need to ensure what sort of input we are giving to our students, whether the syllabus is based on authentic materials or teacher-made materials meeting the contextual needs of the students. The third part which Richard draws on is the corpus linguistics. Well, it's one of my favorite areas, corpus linguistics, and while I was doing my master's in TESOL in London, I did a small research on the pedagogical use of corpus linguistics. Well, corpus linguistics deals with digitally existing corpora, the texts which are there. I mean, we've got various sort of corpora out there on the internet. So that actually lays emphasis on language teaching as compared to lexical and grammatical syllabus, employing phrases and collocations. Right. Although it's not our concern, our topic to be discussed here, you might read about corpus linguistics and see how its elements. I've got example here for you how corpus linguistics can be used for pedagogical grammar. If you want to teach the use of shall and will, So you will come to know if you go online and see that why shell is not anymore used. So air will get underneath, all sorts will do the same job. These will respond to the mechanism. So you could see that will is used with plural pronoun, and it also is used with the singular pronoun. So this is how shell is almost non-existent. So what we gather from this example is that corpus linguistics gave us a basic source of teaching language, and there are certain debates which you can Google out yourself about the usefulness of corpus linguistics for pedagogical grammar. And there are certain, corpora out there on the internet, BNC, British National Corpus, CanCode, and then we have got BOE, right. Then the discourse analysis deals with, as compared to lexical, grammatical, and corpus linguistic syllabuses, as it deals with teaching language for specialized purposes, and it studies the types of texts and the ways of using those texts. And although it incorporates lexical, grammatical, and textual, it studies the lexical, grammatical, and textual features of the language, and it's largely used in ESP courses. Remember, we talked about discourse analysis in one of our previous modules, so you could get detailed information from there. So forward design is a useful metaphor to understand various approaches underlying our assumptions towards language curriculum development.